welcome back to Orange Peelers. Not a good weekend of footy, Zane.
No, not really. Good games, but interesting games, but
not a good
both
weekend.
Our teams went down pretty miserably as well. Well, South, I wouldn't say miserably, but
it was close to miserable.
The scoreline was more of a blowout than what it ended up being. But we'll get to that soon. We'll get to that soon.
I feel like screw it. Let's not do the podcast this week.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk footy. Nah, let's just dive straight in. Obviously, let's preface Origin teams came out, yesterday and Monday. We're going to do another Origin preview that'll come out
next Tuesday.
Tuesday probably. Tuesday, Wednesday morning. It'll come out before Origin. So if you want to hear us talk more Origin, make sure you tune into that. This week we're just focusing on reviewing around 15. Yeah. Is that right? And we're heading 15. Into round 16.
Weird saying that, isn't it? 15
it's
already.
Weird. Over halfway through the season. And it's been a good season. Now, the first game on the weekend was Titans and Tigers.
Yeah.
We expected
could only be described as a blockbuster, could it?
Well,
there were some interesting moments in this game. Like
Thursday night footy.
I don't know why this game was a Channel 9 game. Looked more like a Friday 6 p.m. game, but it is what it is. Appy breaking his jaw out for game 2 as well. Good call.
What did you make of the? Let's strip it right back. Let's talk Tino.
Like I've never fought to penalise a raised elbow. Yeah. Only because it happened to Sam Burgess a couple of times.
Wait, are you saying you do think they should penalise raised elbows or no?
No. Only because it's probably right. It happened to Sam Burgess a
couple of times. Are you talking about in general or just this situation?
Or just in general.
You think a raised elbow shouldn't be a penalty?
If he's raising it to deliberately smash him, but that's not what Tino did.
Yeah, there's a difference between
I'm just bitter towards it because it happened to Sam Burgess a couple of times and he was always suspended for it. And because that's why I'm against.
There's a fine line because when you're running the football, that's just you have arms, right?
Yeah,
you have arms. You can't not have arms.
I think he's just.
But if you're raising, then that's where it's a problem.
I don't think he's deliberately done it. I think it's just a habit.
But
I know it happened to Reid Marnie as well.
My personal opinion is that he should have got a week suspension.
You reckon?
I think if the money incident didn't happen 2 weeks ago, I'm happy for just a fine. But I think because it's becoming a habit, it's like Joseph Suaalii with his knees. If it
happens again, he'll be gone.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like this is the incident where it should have been. Let's suspend him
next week. That's
and that played a role.
It's for the fans.
Well, I think if it wasn't Origin, the next game, he probably would have got. Yeah. I still think he should have. Yeah. I think it's to be fair, I think it's unfair for him to miss an Origin. Yeah, and I know that's not how it should be ruled, but it is unfair if he misses an Origin. But he deserves to miss a club game.
Right. Okay.
Just to strip. It's like Suaalii getting suspended for his knees. He needs to be punished early to break the habit because it is becoming a habit. Yeah. And it was 50-50 whether, and to be fair, it was like his wrist or forearm rather than an elbow.
It was an elbow.
There was a little bit of a lift motion.
Yeah.
And it's a very fine line because
I think he was more in the habit where he wanted the palm, but in the hand of the moment.
It's almost just bracing for impact. Yeah. It's just what happens in footy when you're running the ball.
He just had his head in the wrong spot as well.
I've played footy as a small winger, right? And that's you brace for impact. But there's just such a fine line between bracing for impact and then causing harm to the defender. And I think the fact that Appy's broken his jaw shows that there was a bit of impact in it.
That'd kill, wouldn't it? Broken jaw.
I
can't imagine.
Apparently his bottom teeth were loose. Wow. Oh, can you imagine walking off the field and you can feel your teeth loose?
I remember in the AFL that happened once, didn't it?
Yeah, did it?
Do you remember when that? I think his name's Brayshaw, got punched.
No, I don't remember.
Then there was his top teeth and he had his mouth guard or he was struggling to get it out because his top teeth were loose and he had a broken jaw.
They're almost stuck in his mouth guard or something.
And they couldn't, they had to carefully take his mouth guard out.
Broken jaws would just feel weird because it just feel loose, eh? You wouldn't be able to talk.
Oh, no.
Yeah, thoughts. I feel so bad for Appy.
How long is Appy gone for, by the way?
6, maybe?
6 weeks. So he'll be out of game.
He's out for all of Origin, which obviously that's why I feel sorry for him because the timing couldn't be worse.
He was one of the best players in game 1 as well.
And he was locked into that hooker spot. Brad Fittler said, "This is your jersey."
Yeah.
And then he breaks his jaw.
Oh dear.
The week after Cleary is out for Origin, which was, as I said, we'll do the Origin chat in the Origin preview, but it's rough going. And then the other injury for the Tigers, Zane, Luke Brooks.
No, I know.
Hamstring. I think he's out for 4.
Won't win another game now.
Yeah.
It's end of the road for the Tigers if he's gone.
Yeah, you can't win without your star halfback, Luke Brooks.
Yeah. on his way out as well.
Yeah, I was about to say, speaking of Luke Brooks, he's decided to not stay. Or he still could stay, but he's rejected their offer.
Where do you reckon he's going?
I think he could end up... There's rumours that he's going to go to the Cows.
I've heard that as well.
I don't see why they'd move on Chad Townsend. I think it... Or
Dogs.
Dogs? Yeah, I'd agree. Or Dragons if Ben Hunt leaves.
Yeah, so I reckon that's only if Hunt leaves, but
Yeah.
that would be...
They won't sign...
That would be the
won't
typical signing for the Dragons to make Ben
Yeah.
Hunt, wouldn't it?
Well, I think the way Manly are going with their signings, maybe they'll sign him to replace DC. I think maybe...
Roosters are rumoured as well, but Roosters are always
That
rumoured.
half makes sense.
Them rumoured for Pearce.
Yeah. I was gonna say Raiders, Bulldogs. I'd take him, to be honest, as well.
You reckon?
Oh, it's hard though because we got Oliver. Signing Luke Brooks would be a short-term fix,
Yeah.
not a long-term thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think, who
So I
else
don't know.
could-
But yeah, Cowboys are rumoured.
Gold Coast,
Titans
nah, I don't see him going there.
to replace Foreign.
Yeah, but I think they're pretty... they're big. They've got Sexton ready to go.
Yeah,
Sexton
that's
came
true.
in too early.
That's
I
true,
think.
yeah.
So I think Sexton's the plan for after.
No,
forward.
yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah, Ben Hunt's rumoured at the Titans as well. So
There's not really anywhere else,
yeah,
to be honest.
it's about
England.
yeah. England would be the other.
I think
choice.
there's NRL clubs that would pick him up.
Even the Storm, possibly.
Yeah, just his depth.
Yeah.
I think there'd definitely be clubs willing to pay what the Tigers offered him.
Oh yeah.
I think clubs will match that offer.
Yeah.
Clubs would be stupid to offer him more than the
he'll
Tigers
go to an
did.
NRL club, I reckon.
Yeah, I think he'll be able to stay in the NRL.
Yeah.
I think, me personally,
Where are
I
the
feel
Cowboys
like
going to play him though?
apparently they're going to move on Chad Townsend,
Right.
and that doesn't make sense to me. Like
Yeah.
I'd keep Townsend over
Well,
Brooks.
where would Townsend go? To England, you reckon?
I don't retire, maybe. I don't know. That's why that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And that's why I think his most likely destination is Raiders.
Okay, yeah, that'd be interesting seeing him there, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But then the other thing is he sees himself as a 7 and the Raiders are going to need a 6.
I know, that's the problem.
But like Lou Brooks can play 6. And
I think
maybe
he has before.
Yeah,
Early in his
he
career,
has.
he did.
I think would he be willing to adopt into the 6 jersey? That's the only thing. I don't know.
Exactly.
But yeah, if I had to put money on where I think he's going to go, I'd go Raiders, I think.
Right, okay.
As of now. Or Dragons if...
Ben Hunt goes.
Maybe even a swap.
What, for Hunt?
Hunt.
Ooh.
Because the salary sort of... Obviously, I guess the salaries don't match up anymore. But like, based on Brooks' old salary, the salaries
Match up.
The talent, not so much, but the salaries.
That would be a very strange thing to see, wouldn't it?
It'd be a very merger club thing to do. Just swap the halves. But yeah, where do you think?
I reckon Raiders or Dogs.
Or Dogs?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, Dogs make sense, but then I'm just like... There seems to be a big focus on us building to the future.
But there's a lot of rumours, Cherry Evans 34 now as well.
You could go like Manly half makes sense to replace Cherry, but then they just got Arthur.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, but
So Manly again need to start looking at a key playmaker.
well, I feel like they signed Arthur before Brooks hit market, right?
Yeah.
So they still could swoop in and grab a Brooks and then just move Arthur on when they can. I assume Eels would be paying a chunk of
Cherry Evans
Arthur's
only has
salary.
a year or two left.
Yeah, max. That's why I think Brooks to Manly does make sense, especially the signing Seabold's been making.
Yeah.
He's been making some weird signings,
I know.
and Brooks is almost not a weird signing, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like, it does make
I think
sense.
it's a similar situation to Milford where I think he needs to move on, and well, we just completely forgot about the Dolphins, didn't we?
I don't. They're set for halves.
Well, you reckon they'd go for?
They got
Brooks?
Sullivan and Katoa, and then they've got Milford and Nicarima, who have been going pretty good. So
Yeah.
we did forget. We didn't mention the Dolphins, but yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like they're set for halves.
Yeah.
Like, he wouldn't be a starting half there.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, thinking about it.
Sullivan was going good. I just don't see them. And like, Bennett came out on the weekend and was like, "No, I want to work with the roster I've got."
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't see. Or as much as like it sort of would make sense, I guess.
I feel like they need a key player, which they don't have. I guess Hammer is that key player.
I feel like O'Sullivan was going good before he got injured.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
he's back this week, isn't he?
Is
Or
he?
next week? Next time
Next
they play, I
week
think
they
he
got
might be
the
back,
bye, yeah. So he'd be back next week. Yeah, that makes sense because it's been a while since he got hurt.
I think it was the Broncos game where he got injured, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was, or like the week before, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the Tigers fullback Buller?
Yeah.
How good is he?
Killing it.
Would you? Who
Absolutely killing it.
Who would you say is rookie of the year at the moment, Buller or Preston? I'd narrow it down to those
played
two.
a few more games.
Feel free to toss anyone else in the mix as well.
I reckon. What's his name? Isaiah Katoa.
Oh yeah, true.
As well.
Yeah.
There's a few options for rookies.
I think that'd have to be the top three for sure, though. But there's been a few good ones. Because
who else would there be? I guess I'm trying to think who else. There's one I read. I read a few the other week. Oh, Taruva could be up there.
Does he count as a rookie?
Yeah, apparently he's a rookie.
There's that. Obviously, he hasn't played like any games, but Valens Tavale.
Yeah, but he won't.
Paul Alamotti, he wouldn't get it, but he's a rookie. He would have been a lot of people's pick to get it before the season started.
Hands from the Eels as well.
Is he rookie?
Yeah,
he's good. That's a good chance, especially because he's starting at hooker now.
I reckon Preston will get it.
I think it'd be Preston or Buller could sneak past. I think as it stands, I might be or Katoa. I think as it stands, it's probably Preston because he has played more games and he's just so consistent. Like he's been one of our best players. But Buller by the end of the season could, and then obviously Katoa.
Yeah.
Flying under the radar in terms of rookie of the year because he's like leading around the Dolphin side in his first year.
He's a half, so he could be a very good shout.
Bonus points if you're in the spine. That's the impressive thing about Preston. Like he's a back rower. Obviously, Nanai got it last year as a back rower, but yeah, usually goes to the spine players. Speaking of spine players, Campbell. I keep going to say Preston Campbell. Jaden Campbell moved from fullback to 6.
Yeah, it was interesting.
What did you make of him at 6?
I think he is a fullback still.
Yeah. I think he's, but I thought he was good at 6.
I just don't think Brimson's a 5'8" either. That's the thing. So they did what they had to do. They really need Forum back, though.
I thought AJ, Brimo, brought so much.
To come back, but they were consistent on Thursday night, the Titans. Like, they didn't fade away in that game. They stayed in it the whole time.
I think that's a thing that Brimson sort of brought, a bit of leadership and kept him in it in the second half. He was good. I thought him and Jaden Campbell connected quite well.
Yeah, the Titans, they just still worry me, though. Like, they still worry me about their consistency.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair enough. Obviously, they beat the Tiger side where Brooks and Appy got hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think they were always going to win this game up there.
Yeah.
It's just like a game I couldn't see them losing.
Yeah, the Gold Coast. And they knew that they had to get a win.
Oh, yeah.
They knew they had to stop
that game, I would have wrote their finals off.
That's fair. Especially with Brooks and Appy getting hurt, eh?
Yeah.
That's so bad for the Tigers. Like, I think they'll get the spoon now.
I reckon.
To be honest.
I was talking to Entertaining Us, Hayden, and he reckons they'll get it as well.
Yeah. Like, obviously, I've been riding Dragons to get it all year, but I think these two injuries are so big.
Two. Oh, I mean, I know you hate it. Dogs could be in that conversation.
Yeah,
I
feel like
they've got a good run home.
I feel like we're just about.
But they're only 2 points away from it.
I think
they're only 2 points away from it. The Dogs. So
we've got a extra buy ahead of the Tigers, so which helps.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying.
For and
Yeah,
against
definitely.
As well is immensely
our for and against is really bad. Yeah,
could still get it.
They're in the race. Like, I think, and even Cowboys as well.
With all this, the hype around the future, if they got the spoon this year, that'd be very disappointing.
I think the fact that we've dropped on the ladder's already disappointing enough. Yeah. Like, we were 12th last year.
I know.
And really should have improved.
Such a disappointing year for the fans if they
we'll come back to it.
This is the game where I started getting really sick and I fell asleep during it.
On Friday?
Yeah. I woke up halfway through the Dolphins game. But
oh, really?
Yeah, I was so unwell on Friday.
So, Raiders, Warriors, Croaks 300th in Canberra.
Yeah, I know. And I thought the Raiders would win this game very well, but Warriors are the party crashers.
Party poopers.
I watched the highlights of the second half. Their tries was just incredible. That Sean Johnson intercept.
Oh, that's
just, and just how happy he was.
He was laughing at the defense, bro.
He just, and that's what I love about SJ this year. He just seems so positive. And
so confident as well,
yeah. And just the way he put the ball down, like, as risky as it is, it's just, he's loving playing footy at the moment.
And that's when players play their best footy, when they're enjoying footy. It's cliche, but it's Sean Johnson's proven that it's true.
Earlier in the year, they were getting close wins, and I wasn't convinced about them, but now they're starting to win by bigger margins, and they're my dark horse for the grand final, the Warriors. And I was not going to say for the premiership because they won't, because South will win, but for the grand final, they're my dark horse.
Well, last week,
I think if anyone's capable of going on a run, it's them.
Last week, you said you reckon they're going to come 5th when we did our updated ladder predictions. They're in 6th at the moment.
There's a chance I reckon they could push higher.
On
possibly.
I did a post you saw on win percentage. on the Instagram, and I'm pretty sure they were 5th on win percentage.
I reckon they can finish 5th, 6th, maybe even 4th.
Yeah, I don't know about
But
top
the
4,
thing
maybe.
is, like, I've watched league for too long to know that you can't keep like hyping the Warriors, because I can guarantee, like, I hope it doesn't happen, but I can see a world where they fall off because they're the Warriors. And they've done it so many times in the past where they start the year off so well and just fall off. But we're past the midway point now, and they're right up there.
Yeah,
so I really hope they don't stuff it from here. But you watch, like, Johnson will get injured or something, and that'll be the end of it. Like, something like that's going to happen.
I really hope not.
I'm just worried that it's going to happen.
He's found such good form. And
it reminds me of 2015 where they won like 6 in a row and they were fighting for the top 4, and then he gets injured and they don't win another game for the rest of the year. It's just, I just see a world where that happens.
No, don't say that,
I can
Dane.
see him getting injured.
Don't say that. I love Sean Johnson so much. He's one of my
favourites. Get
favourites.
injured.
Like, who hates the Warriors?
No one.
Who hates, like, nobody? If they win the comp, like, nobody's mad.
Yeah.
Especially, like, off the back.
Except for the team that they defeat, obviously.
Yes. Even though, like, Nate, like, who would you, like, as a Souths fan, obviously they're a big chance of playing in the grand final. What one team would you be happy to lose to?
Warriors.
Yeah, like.
Exactly.
Like, would obviously.
Oh, no, I wouldn't be happy, but, like.
No, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if they won, I wouldn't be like, ah.
Like, they're the one team, not that you'd be happy to lose to, but you. Like, if you lost to the Roosters, you'd rather lose to the Warriors.
Yeah,
like, if you had to pick a team to lose to, it's the Warriors.
Like, if we lose the prelim this year, which all means probably will happen, if it's to the Warriors, I won't be disappointed, because I'll be it'll be like the Raiders in 2019.
Yeah.
I wasn't like angry about it. Like, I was happy for them.
Yeah. Especially, like, after everything they did during COVID to literally, like, the game wouldn't be being played right now. If it wasn't for the Warriors.
Exactly.
So, like, they just deserve it as well. I think teams are throwing off and letting them win. That's a thank you.
That's another rumour, is it?
That's a bit of a conspiracy.
Speaking of the Raiders, though, they were just disappointed at the second half.
Their attack was so flat.
Oh, it was.
It was.
They're just so conservative sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good shout.
They're so much capable of more, especially in attack.
Yeah.
Like, especially outside. Like, they got Rapana and, like, Matt Timoko, I think, is a very underrated player. Croker's still got attack in him.
Yeah.
Like, they're just
Whiten's
too
their 5'8".
Exactly.
And Footy, there was just, even in the first half, they attacked the line for a bunch of sets in a row towards the start, and they just weren't scoring
points.
points.
Defending very well, which is something we've never really seen from the Warriors.
Yeah, they're scrambling really well, the Warriors. That's been a big part of their game this year, the defense. But you just sort of expected more from the Raiders, especially the way the score blew out.
The Raiders would win by that sort of margin, not the Warriors.
And that's the thing. Even if it wasn't Croak's 300th, I still would have expected Raiders to win.
You reckon?
And just because it was in Canberra, and like they've been going all right this year, and just the fact that it was Croak's 300th was even more. I wouldn't say
they've been all right. Like, their for and against isn't good. They've only won.
Their for and against is really bad. I noticed.
They've only won games, like, very close games.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they beat South in that round where, like, all their players are out, and, like, they shouldn't have won that game either. Then
they beat Broncos.
Again, that was a fluke of a match, I think.
Fair enough.
The Sharks as well, they beat, but again,
I would have expected them to beat Warriors.
Yeah,
even if it, like,
same with me.
Yeah, like, we both said 13 plus, and I think a big part of that was the occasion, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Warriors didn't care, man. They're like, screw you guys. We're here to win comps, and I think that game has really stamped their authority as well.
Yeah.
They're here and they mean business.
And you watch them lose by 50 in the next game. I'm not being negative about the Warriors. I've just watched league for a long time, and I can just visualise a world where it all goes wrong for them. Like, I remember 2018, they were like top of the table, then they lost by 50 to the Storm.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's just, then they won the next week and lost 38-0 or something to the Roosters. I just hope it doesn't happen.
I feel like culturally there's a change there. You can see, like, just the way they're turning up each week. You can tell that Andrew Webster's brought a change in culture.
I'm backing him for coach of the year.
I was about to say, should he be coach of the year?
I reckon he might. I reckon if Warriors finish like
him
fifth,
or Walters,
or fifth, that he will get it.
I think the fact that it's his first year probably puts him above Walters.
I think Wayne Bennett could be a good shout for it as well.
Oh, true. Yeah. You almost have to give it to Wayne.
Yeah.
If Dolphins make top 8, I think
if they make the 8, I reckon he does get it.
Which is tough on Andrew Webster.
If they don't, I think it's going to be either Webster or Walters.
It's actually one of the closest years in terms of coach of the year, I reckon. Usually it's just like one obvious one.
I think Demetrio will be up there as well. Ivan Cleary's going to be up there. Bellamy.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, usually there's always...
Robbo will probably still be included up there, even though he shouldn't.
I think Serrato's coached really well this year. He's been brave.
I feel like if the Roosters like make a run and make the 8, Robinson will be up there.
Usually the coach of the year discussion is like whoever comes first and second, and then like there's always like one team that jumps into the 8.
Yeah,
but this year there's so many.
Like the team that improved.
You're like Bellamy, your Clearys, your Robinsons, but this year there's so many teams that have jumped. Like Payton got it last year because Cowboys improved so much.
Exactly.
But you got Bennett, Webster, and then you got blokes like Walters and Cleary, even Bellamy. I know, like usually it's not that big of a field of a race.
Webster would be a great choice to get.
It'll be so unfortunate if he misses out, but like you said, Bennett, that's a pretty fair shout. Speaking of Bennett, we'll give him a rap for coach of the year. Maybe not after the weekend.
58-18. They were atrocious, the Dolphins.
What happened?
The worst game they've played so far.
Easily.
And Travojevic made it look so easy.
Garrick as well.
Garrick, just outstanding that second half especially. Dolphins just switched off. The only player that was out there trying for the Dolphins was Tahama.
Yeah.
The rest of them just were not there. They were just pathetic. They were dropping balls everywhere. It was just rubbish game in their rubbish away jersey. I hate that jersey so much.
What is it, the Kinder Barrow jersey? Is that what people...
The white one.
You know the chocolate I'm talking about? It's like Kinder. That's what it looks like. Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I just hate the red outlines.
Yeah, that's what ruins it. If they didn't have the outlines, it'd be all right. That's like the Eels jersey as well.
Oh, yeah.
They've got outlines for some reason. And it'd be so much cleaner if they didn't have outlines.
Yeah.
Like, it's just simple stuff. The little things. But yeah, like you're right. The Dolphins were disappointing, but Manly. They did this against the Raiders the other week, and they've done it again. It's games like
underestimated Manly.
It's games like this where I'm like, they can win the comp.
You reckon they can win the comp, man?
Games like this, they can win the comp. If they play like that, they can win the comp. But they don't play like that every week. Yeah. And it just shows like the health of Turbo is so impactful in Manly's season.
Is he healthy though? That's the thing.
He was. That's almost the healthiest he's been either that game of Raiders.
Yeah.
Like he looked way healthier. He's still playing within himself a little bit, but like that was the closest to
if you're scoring 58 points, you're a premiership contender.
Yeah,
you have to be.
And shout out to the Dolphins, can't win the comp.
Yeah, no, they can't.
Them and another side from the weekend can't win the comp. What about
fishes are gone?
The sea animal is gone.
Yeah. Oh, there's still one more left.
Who's the other sea animal?
Parramatta.
Oh, true. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot about the eels. Are they eels in the sea?
Yeah.
Or are they like rivers and lakes and stuff?
Well, yeah.
I guess they're in the sea as well.
You'd call them a sea animal.
You'd argue you can get sharks in rivers and lakes potentially. You'd have to like at SeaWorld and stuff, I guess. I don't know. I've never been to SeaWorld. Do they have lakes there?
Never been to
SeaWorld.
You've never been to SeaWorld?
Nah. I've done movie.
Go now.
Right now?
In Queensland, go to SeaWorld.
Is it good, you reckon?
Incredible.
What is it like a water park or just like an aquarium?
Oh, it's an aquarium and a theme park.
Yeah, okay.
They got a lot of well, they've just upgraded there, I think. There's a big roller coaster.
Do they have like water slides?
Yeah, no, not anymore.
So it's like roller coasters.
Yeah, it's roller coasters, but there's aquarium as well.
Is it like water themed roller coasters?
Yeah, it's like
right.
There's like a Nickelodeon area which is like SpongeBob themed, and there's like the jet skis.
Yeah, okay.
But it's like there's only like one ride where you get wet, but it's one of those roller coasters where like you get sprayed by water.
Yeah, like lagoon type of ones.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's like
not that theme, but like
you get sprayed by mist and that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've never been. It's very good. It's not as good as Movie World, but like it's still a fun.
My favourite's Dreamworld.
Yeah, Dreamworld's good.
I like Dreamworld.
But they've shut a lot of things down recently.
Well, they're refurbishing it, like you said.
Terra's gone.
Is it?
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh,
only the drops left.
Why?
Because they just
the one that goes backwards.
That flies up it's gone.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't been to Dreamworld since I was a kid.
They retired it and got rid of it.
Remember they had that crash on that? I think it was one of the lagoon ones. It wasn't good.
Yeah, sliced. Not like. Oh, I don't really want to say what happened here,
but it was bad.
Wipeout's gone as well.
Yeah, right. There you go. As I said, I haven't been.
The DreamWorks area shut down.
No, that was my favorite. I was about to say that my favorite memory of DreamWorld was going on like the Madagascar roller coaster.
Well, that roller coaster's still there, but they've rethemed the whole bit.
Into what?
ABC Kids and Ocean Parade, which is just like regular.
You're kidding. Ocean Parade, that's just like SeaWorld.
Well, yeah, that's what like the Claw and all that are, Ocean Parade. But
what?
They lost they just didn't re-sign their license with DreamWorks. So,
right. But they're called Dream World.
I know. And the big red car's gone. What a shame.
What?
Yeah, the big red car. I was terrified to go on that when I was a kid for some reason.
So, by the sounds of it, Movie World's now the best one.
Yeah.
Or SeaWorld, maybe.
Movie World, I still think.
Dream World sounds... So now it's just World. It's not even Dream World. It's just World now.
It's kind of just like,
Yeah,
but I know they're getting a whole bunch of new coasters. They got that new orange coaster, Steel Taipan. I know that's wicked, apparently. And Buzzsaw's gone as well.
So they've just got rid of all of it.
And the log ride.
When did you last go? You seem pretty on top of it all.
I haven't been.
You just stay up to date.
Last time I went was 2013.
Oh, ages ago.
But I've seen what
news and
now.
stuff.
The Big Brother house used to be there.
That used to be a big thing.
That was gone.
That wasn't there when I went.
That house.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's definitely.
I think it went abandoned and it just got vandalised and that.
Yeah, that was never there when I went there.
Buzzsaw went. Terra went. That's like
that is shocking to me.
That was the face of the park.
I can't believe I didn't know this stuff.
Yeah, it's very strange, but yeah, going a bit off topic.
I think we got very off topic. But the moral of the story: if you're at the Gold Coast, you can go to SeaWorld.
Yeah,
go. And let's come back to the sea animals. The Dolphins lost to Manly.
Just terrible.
I don't really have much else to say.
I'm still confident they can bounce back and get their season back on track, though.
Yeah. I think they can still make the 8.
Yeah, I think they can as well.
But they can't win the comp.
Yeah, they can't. It's proven they can't.
Yeah, they can't win the comp,
I didn't think they were going to anyway. But
well, 2 weeks ago, we were saying that they could go on a run and do it.
I can still see it happening, though.
Not anymore. They've considered 50.
Well, you remember South a couple of years ago? I know they didn't win, but
they can go to
still get
Phins
there.
can get to the grand final.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they can't get to the grand final. They just can't win the comp. Exactly. Just like the Bulldogs, just like the Raiders, the Sharks as well now. I feel like there's... the Storm.
Yeah.
There's not many teams that can win the comp.
Did the Storm get the 50? No.
No, didn't... Cowboys put 50 on it?
45.
Oh, and the fans wanted one more to hit 50.
Yeah.
So the Storm can still win the comp. But... Yeah, there you go. Do you have anything else to...
They can definitely win the comp, the Storm. We'll get to them soon. Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about
terrible for the Dolphins, outstanding for Manly.
Yeah,
that's my sentence to sum it up.
We could have just done that right at the start and avoided the whole theme park chat. All right, let's go to the upset of the week, in my opinion. Your Bunnies lost to the Dragons.
I didn't think it was an upset.
It was. It was an upset.
But I switched my tip last minute.
You went Dragons? I know we had Hectic Fred on last week and he was... talking the Dragons up a bit, and obviously we all went.
I tipped South last week, but I did change it last minute.
Dragons,
but
like I understand,
they just didn't have any creativity, and that's just the lack of no Cody Walker.
No,
Hawkins is good, but he's not Cody Walker, and he can't do the things that Walker does. And Mitchell was a big loss out there, but it was 36-14, I think, at one point. Then
or 30-14. It was definitely
36-14.
It got to 36-14.
Yeah, then South just went bang, bang, bang all of a sudden.
Oh, Tui Yarns.
You should have seen the Burrow.
Yeah.
They began packing up and were just pissed
Started
off.
To
and
leave.
I was saying, don't pack up yet. They're like, we're gone. I'm like...
Did any of them leave?
No. They don't leave, but they were just like on their phones. They weren't interested.
Yeah.
I'm like, if we win this game, this will be better than the Roosters one.
Yeah.
When we started going bang, 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 I was like, I was jumping on my feet in joy. I couldn't believe it.
Obviously, Saturday afternoon, I love getting on here every week and talking about my Saturday night delivery shift. The way it works is I watch maybe the first 60 minutes of the first game and then drive to work, and then I get to see the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But I was watching like the first 70 minutes because I was just waiting for the Dragons to put the nail in the coffin. And then it got to 30-14, and I was like, "Wait, game over." And then I drove to work, checked the score, and I got to work 36-20, so the same margin. Yeah. 5 minutes left. I was like, "All right, both teams scored a try. Game's still over." And the way Foxtel works is you can only watch it on a certain amount of screens, and obviously Saturday's exclusive to Foxtel, so I couldn't watch the game. I'm just sitting on my phone outside of work and my phone starts going nuts. Everyone's messaging me like, this is insane. This is insane. This is a crazy comeback. I checked the score. I checked the score at 36-20 something. Well, it would have been 36-24.
Yeah, okay. Then they got the kick from there.
Yeah, something.
They missed it.
Whatever it was,
I checked the last kick.
I checked the score, and as I checked it, obviously Southside scored one try, And then as like I opened the app, it ticked over again and ticked over to like 36.28.
Okay.
And I was like, what is happening? Like I was just in shock. And then obviously for me, luckily they fell short.
Yeah.
Because I was getting mad FOMO that I was missing out of literally one of the greatest comebacks ever.
Oh, it
like
been.
36-14.
If they won and scored all those tries in the last 10 minutes and won, that's the greatest comeback ever.
I think it is. I genuinely think that's the best comeback ever.
Oh.
Like that is
Ever,
insane.
yeah.
Obviously, they didn't come back. They
I
didn't
think,
finish it. But
one that would have been the best, but the team didn't win was the Cowboys and Roosters in that semi-final.
What year?
2014.
Oh yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
30-0, like
Yeah.
20 minutes in, and Cowboys made like a 30-all, but they still lost. But that would have been the best comeback ever if they had won.
There was one. It was Cowboys Eels, and the Cowboys scored like 5 tries in 15 minutes, and that's probably one of the best ever. There's also Bulldogs Eels it was in a prelim. Bulldogs were losing 18-2, and that was obviously back when like 18-2 was a way bigger margin back then than it is now. And then 10 minutes left, and Bulldogs ended up winning in extra time.
Yeah,
kicked a goal from the sideline to tie with like a minute left. But yeah, there's been some good comebacks. But honestly, that like if Souths won that's best comeback ever. I think. Like they were down by so much.
South, no Murray, no Mitchell, no Walker. Like that's our 3 best players.
We
had excuses.
There's definitely excuses.
Like I know it was the Dragons, but
I'm
not disappointed.
In my opinion, it's still a game that South should have won. But there's definitely excuses. And I think we've talked about in the past couple of weeks.
Seeing the players after the game, they didn't look at all concerned.
Yeah.
Like they still look confident. Like they're just like, these are a loss they need.
We've been talking about in the past couple of weeks them struggling without Latrell. Like obviously they lost 2 games. Oh no, let me finish. Let me finish. We were talking about them struggling without Latrell. I think in this game they missed Cody Walker way more than they missed Latrell. And Murray as well.
What I was going to say.
They missed Walker so much. It was more obvious that Walker was missing than it was that Latrell was missing. I think Walker was the big loss. As you said earlier, Hawkins just isn't Walker.
Souths are ready for a run at the back end of the year.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about them.
Mitchell's going to come back from Origin fit and firing.
How many players were there? It's like 4 or 5. Arrow, Murray, Walker, Trell,
Burgess,
5.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Zane. South's missing 5 players, lose to the Dragons. Everyone's like, oh, no drama. The Bulldogs lose 3 games in a row, missing 11 players, and we're the worst team in the comp. What's the go there?
Souths are just
put some respect on our name.
But yeah, Souths.
Imagine Souths are missing 10 players.
I don't think they've peaked yet. Like that Storm game in Magic Round was the peak of them, but I still think they're going to show that
game.
That Magic Round game was the best I've seen them play in a very long time.
That game still might be the peak of the season, but I don't doubt that they can get back up to that level.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they can exceed that level, but that level you can win comps at that level.
Oh yeah,
the level they're at, you're not getting higher.
Game was incredible. Like Mitchell just made it look easy as well in that game.
Yeah,
he just did everything so perfect.
Yeah, no, I don't think their season's over by any means. They can get back to where they were.
Like they'll be top 4,
especially it's the Origin period.
Like you reckon they'll be top 4?
Yeah, surely. I think they're still in 4th at the moment, aren't they?
3rd. I reckon I'll finish like 3rd or 2nd.
I don't remember what I predicted last year, but yeah. All right, Broncos and Knights. The Knights, they got up for it.
They were just playing with such spirit again. They got so unlucky in this game.
They
were so unlucky.
They deserved to win, eh?
They did.
They
wish
deserved
they did as well.
Yeah, because then what was it?
Better for South's sake, but it just for them. Good to see them win.
I feel like Broncos.
Do you think they can make the 8, the Knights?
I don't think they can make the 8.
Yeah, but do you think they're capable of doing it?
Because of the teams around them.
I don't think they will either. But
the footy they're playing, like obviously
they're playing with heart and they're trying.
They're showing that they can beat top 8 teams, but I just think because of the other teams competing for the 8, I don't think they can.
Yeah.
But it's not like a fault. I'm not knocking them down, saying they're not capable of making the 8.
Yeah, I think
it's just purely because of the other teams. It's just the other teams. I was so impressed and they keep doing this every week. They get up for games and they grind out games, especially at home. But like this was in Brisbane. Yeah. They get up for it and they just get into a grind.
It was just incredible.
That
was the end of it.
Watching that, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. On the live, I didn't realize it was a flick pass. And then they showed the slow-mo replay on Fox Ultra and I was just like, wow. To win the game as well.
I didn't watch this game.
Yeah.
But I kept checking the score in the car ride home. But yeah, it was impressive from the Knights to keep the Broncos to that
I think like the scoreboard reflected, especially if you're like getting
updates. That's what I'm worried
like,
about when South's playing, because they've aimed up for the Panthers, they've aimed up for the Broncos.
They've aimed up nearly every single week. This is what they keep doing, and everyone's sleeping on it a little bit. I thought Ponga, he was so good.
Yeah,
he was really good in this game. He outplayed Walsh.
He's out
in a losing
He's unlucky
side.
not to be 18th man for Queensland.
Yeah, well, apparently he pulled himself out of the series.
Oh, did he?
To focus on club.
Right.
Yeah, which would be interesting if like Walsh got injured.
Yeah.
If he'd still want to be pulled out.
Yeah.
Now, well, Brumo's 18th, isn't he?
Yeah.
So Ponga probably would have been 18th.
Yeah.
Potentially if he didn't pull
well.
himself out. But yeah, I think him moving back to fullback, he's just, we said all year, he's not a 5'8", he's a fullback. And he is a fullback. He's playing good footy at fullback.
Exactly.
So I'm happy for Ponga that he's starting to play good footy. He hasn't got a head knock in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's going to be some sort of record.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah. And then just as you said, like obviously the man, I've got in my notes, man flick pass. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But then also Reynolds, he had an average game, but the way he stepped up at the end of the game.
He just does what he does best. He just controls the game.
He controlled it to the point, and then he just stepped up in the big moment, iced it, scored the match-winning try. That's what Reynolds does.
Yeah.
And obviously we'll talk about origin selection and stuff, but I think Reynolds would have been close to my first choice halfback, and it's because of stuff like that where he's just so classy.
I had Hines until
game,
which we'll get to very soon in a couple of minutes.
But yeah, I just Reynolds' ability to just direct the boys around the park and just control the game is so calm. He gets
done it for a long time.
Yeah, just heaps of experience, and that's what I like about Reynolds. But I think the score reflected this game.
Yeah,
the Knights were in it, but the Broncos
were better.
Yeah, they proved that they were the better team, and once again, that's not a knock on the Knights. Like the Knights also deserved to win it, but Broncos did that little bit extra to get the win.
Broncos are just the better side.
Yeah, exactly. The Broncos are a better side. I'm happy to move. Like I don't have much to say about it. Roosters Panthers.
Yeah, Roosters just.
I thought you were going to rock up in a suit today, Zane. Because I know you like to get up for the Roosters' downfall. You like to dress the part.
They just aren't playing good, aren't they?
They're just not playing good footy.
Are playing good as well.
Yeah. And I think every week it's becoming more and more obvious that the Roosters are just not the same side.
Yeah. And everyone's waiting for them to like click and get going and push for the 8. But I just can't see it happening. They can still make the 8, but I just don't think they will.
And the big concern for me, for the Roosters, and I think for everyone, is their attack. They've got the worst, based on numbers, they've scored the least amount of points out of any team this year.
Right,
they've got the worst attack in the comp, you can argue, based off that. Like, in terms of for and against, their 4 is the lowest of any team. But in this game, my concern was the defence.
Yeah, no.
If you're
Penrith just walked
this was a Penrith side with no Cleary. Scored 20 points in the second half against the Roosters. Like, that's unheard of in previous years. They're just not the same side they used to be. And I think at one stage, Manu ended up getting hooked as 5'8". I don't know. Is that right?
He moved to centre.
Yeah, I think he moved out of 5'8".
They brought Sam Smith in too.
He did right. Like, I'm not tripping. And they scored 1 try.
And it was just a Tedesco, fluky one as well.
It's just not the Roosters we know.
Should we talk about the bottle throwing?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
A few years ago, George Burgess throws a bottle towards the bench, gets 2 weeks. Hargraves throws a water bottle at a player's head, gets nothing.
And
Hargraves gets nothing.
Yeah. And the bottle was thrown intentionally at the player. It hit the player.
He got the bin, but he didn't get suspended. It's a joke.
And then, he got sin bin. Did he? He got fined, I think.
Yeah,
but still, but as you said, Burgess copped a 2-week suspension. Off the field through at a bench.
Because he's George Burgess.
Was it? Sorry, it wasn't even Sam.
Yeah,
it was one of them. They're all the same. But it didn't even hit anyone, right? He just threw a bottle.
No, he wasn't aiming at a player. He was throwing it towards the bench, back off the field.
To his own bench?
Yes. But they were accusing him of, because a Roosters player was walking off the field at the same time, and they're trying to say he was throwing
Didn't hit him though.
No.
But
they're
then
trying
still
to
got
say
suspended.
it was aiming it at that player.
Yeah,
when he wasn't.
I'm seeing what you're saying. That makes it worse.
Yeah,
that makes it even worse. I thought he threw the bottle from one bench to the other bench.
No, he was on the field throwing it to walk back towards the bench.
And that's obviously that's less. That's more mild than what I thought happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was still of the mind that.
The Roosters had to look and whinge and act as if Burgess was trying to hit their player with a drink bottle, which just... I know it was 10 years ago now, but it still drives me crazy.
I'll tell you what I want to know. What did Lenu get his sin binned for? Did he get sin binned for getting squirted in the face?
I know, but the way he carried on about it, I think that was...
What did he do wrong in his carry on?
Trying to act like he was going to walk up and...
Did he? He did nothing wrong.
I know, but like you could see, like, if him to take him outside after the game and all that, like...
If him getting sin binned, everyone else should have got sin binned. He did as much as anyone else did. What do you want him to do in that situation? You got a bottle thrown at him. Of course he's going to react.
Escalated from there if he stayed on.
Yeah.
He was pretty pissed at that point.
Yeah, true. But that shouldn't be a thing where you get sin bin because you're too angry.
Yeah.
He got sin bin for being too angry.
Exactly.
Like, he got a bottle thrown at him. He's on a rugby league field in the middle of the game, like late in the game. Of course, like he's already going to be like super worked up because he's a footy player. He's a front rower. That's his job, is to be an angry person. And then he gets a bottle thrown at him. Like, what do you expect? I don't think he should have been sin bin.
Yeah.
Like it's not like he punched him.
Oh yeah.
Like, is that really a sin bin in the modern game?
Yeah, he's off to the Roosters as well next year.
He's off. That's going to be so awkward. If you want to talk about awkward training sessions, him day one. I was saying to a mate the other day, there's nothing worse than a day one.
Like just at a new club,
No, not even just in general, like new job, just at whatever, like day one of school. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's awkward.
It's awkward as. So imagine then going your day one at a new club and you threaten to punch on with a bloke in a car park that you're now playing with. Well, that just makes it even worse.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I think this game sort of went how he expected, I guess. I think we both said Panthers 1-12, but like
Penrith by about 2.
I think we thought it was going to be tighter, but we thought Panthers would win.
We thought it would be tighter because there was no Cleary. That's why.
Yeah. Let's talk about Panthers. Like without Cleary, I thought they were pretty good.
Still just as good.
I thought Luai really stood up well.
Such good depth there.
Yeah.
Like Cogger's been playing good. Did you see Jack Sigger, as they said on NRL Online, when they named the lineups this week?
It's called Cogger Sigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I think it's just a mistake. I'll
pull it up and play it into your mic.
Oh no, it was just a photo.
Oh, they spelt it wrong.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
Yeah, I know. Here, look.
This is on Wide Water Sports on Instagram.
They fixed it since. They fixed it.
So they posted and deleted it.
Yeah, they must have deleted it.
But that was 9 Wide Water
it
Sports or NRL 9.
Yeah.
Is it like CIG, like cigar?
CIGG.
So they said I instead of O.
Yeah.
Goodness me. Intern has been shot. But yeah, there's not really anything else I want to say. I thought Luai was really good without Cleary.
Claimed his origin, yes, yeah.
Yeah. And just there's worrying times for the Roosters, I think. I'm worried about them.
Yeah, so am I.
Their attack is a concern.
They suck.
And especially like Robinson in the press conference trying to pretend that there isn't anything to worry about as well. It's like
that's what Roosters fans hate, how he's talking as if he's like a bottom 4 side.
Yeah.
He's saying, look, we've showed some improvements in
these
areas, like, you know, how a bottom 4 coach talks.
And like they asked him about Sandon Smith coming on at halfback, and he's like, oh, he had some good moments. Well, that's what you say. That's what I hear out of the Bulldogs press conferences every week. Oh, he had good moments, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We're just looking for improvement, blah, blah. It's like, mate, and you're right. Like, he was talking like they're a bottom 4 side. But the thing is, they're sort of playing like a bottom 4 side.
They're not playing good footy.
Yeah, they're not. So shout out to the Roosters. I know Zane loves to talk about the Roosters' struggles. Storm and Sharks.
Yeah.
Huge bounce back from the Storm.
No one expected this, did they?
Well, I expected Storm to win.
I did as well.
But not like this.
Hines didn't play well. Matt Moylan, he's the worst player of the round for me.
Yeah.
Most disappointing player.
Yeah,
he had a shocker.
Defensively, he was really bad, eh? I think just the Sharks defensively were really bad.
Can't beat top sides.
They can't.
Why is that the case? They get easy draw, play easy sides, finish high on the table.
Yeah. And like you said, you made a video saying like, are they flat track bullies?
They are.
And yeah, it depends how you define flat track bullies. But if
I've noticed it last year, but no one else seemed to. Everyone was calling like.
If you're defining flat track bullies as smashing bottom 8 teams and not beating top 8 teams,
it's the Sharks.
They're flat track bullies.
Like, I noticed it last year as well. They couldn't beat top sides. No one else seemed to. And then we get to the finals, they proved it. They went bang bang straight out.
And I think that
was my concern about them this year.
The thing that's concerning me about them this year is last year their attack was so silky and so smooth. There wasn't like balls hitting the deck. The timing was really good. But this year their attack, the timing's all off, and it's not smooth. And like that's their attack, which is arguably the better part of their game. Like their defense was shocking on the weekend. Their attack should be the good part. Yeah.
They had good defence last year, but yeah.
Yeah, their attack just isn't. The timing is off and stuff. And you expect that in like the first month, but it's just kept going.
Yeah.
Until obviously now.
I think ever since that Dolphins game in Magic Round, they haven't made it.
Yeah, that threw them off a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like they haven't won since their bye, which was, they haven't won since round 12.
Yeah.
Like 4 weeks.
Jeez.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this game.
Storm were brilliant.
Storm were really good. Yeah, definitely.
Do you reckon they can win the comp?
Yeah.
I don't reckon they can.
You don't reckon?
I still think full strength Penrith, Souths, or Brisbane can beat them.
Yeah, I definitely think those teams can beat them, but I also think Storm on their day can beat those sides.
I just don't see it happening. I just cannot see a world where they win the comp this year.
The thing that excites me about Storm is like, when is Pappenhausen coming back?
Yeah, but the thing is, as well, that's a good point. Pappenhausen isn't back yet, but they've been in big losses this year.
Yeah, that is true.
They've lost like in big margins.
But I just feel like they're very inconsistent, but on their day they are capable of beating the top sides.
Yeah, you might be right. I think,
and I'm not saying they will, but they're capable of it. And like they're top 4 at the moment.
I don't know. How are they top 4?
Well, like
I just look at how they've gone this year. I'm like, how are they sitting?
Well, I think they're flying under the radar a little bit.
You reckon? The Storm, they're never flying under the radar.
They are this year.
Yeah.
Like they are. Because as you said, like, why are they top 4? But then, like, you strip it back, they sort of do deserve to be in the top 4.
I've just thought about more of their losses than their wins. Like they lost to the
and
Titans,
that's why they're flying under the radar, because they keep having these rough losses. Like they got flogged by the Cowboys, but then their wins are like, they're having some good wins as well, and they've won enough to be in the top 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they lost to the Bulldogs at home. Like they've had some bad losses.
Is that all the losses they've had? They've had 4 or 5.
But yeah, they've won enough games to be in the top 4. And like I did the thing where you go off win percentage. It's not that buys have them in the top 4. They're in the top 4 on win percentage as well. So like they are definitely flying under the radar. And I think on their day, especially if they can get a healthy Pappenhausen back before finals, they can go. They're a threat. They're a threat. And I personally don't think they're going to win the comp. No. But they're a threat and they're capable of it.
I think the max they can go is prelim.
Yeah.
Max they can go.
I think they're capable of going to the grand final, but I don't think they will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I think the max they'll go is prelim, but I think they're capable of more.
Yeah, right.
On their day. But it'll be interesting to see when Paps comes back, because there's a chance he doesn't even come back this year.
Rumours he might not even come back at all.
Is it? I don't think.
There's rumours.
No, he'll be back.
He may not be back at all.
He'll come back.
I'm pretty certain he will come back.
He'll come back. I just don't know if it'll be this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one to monitor. All right, Bulldogs and Eels.
Yeah, do you want to talk about this one?
Let me cook. Now, Zane, I hate the Eels. We all know that. But I want to sit here and I want to give the Eels some credit.
They were brilliant, weren't they?
Not only did they play good in this game, and I think this was the best they've played all year, let's look at the week they had leading into this game.
I know.
Arguably one of the worst weeks in the club's history.
Oh, you reckon this beats the salary cap week?
One of the, not the worst. Yeah. Like obviously that's up there, but they had a bad week. They had obviously their 5/8 had lots of, all his stuff going on, which was very disruptive to the Eels. And then the media start going after him, writing stories about them making like animal noises at press conferences, like just picking out the most stupid things to report on, just making their week worse for no reason. And then you look at the players they had out in this game. They were missing obviously Dylan Brown, but then they were also missing their 2 starting second rows in Maddo and Sean Lane. And then they were also missing their new front row signing in Joffa, Joe Offahengawi, and then also Greg, however you say his name. And he's been one of their best this year.
A lot of people back in the Dogs to win this game as well.
And obviously like Queen's birthday. King's birthday, infamously, really they got flogged last year. And then obviously they were favourites going into the game, but they did have a bad week. There were a lot of reasons for them to lose this game. If they lost, there was a lot of excuses, and they could have just easily shrugged it off as just, the end to a bad week. But they turned up and they played some of their best footy all year. And
I think they're the best team when it comes to offloading.
Yeah.
Their offloads are incredible.
Hopgood is a big factor in that
as well.
But yeah, I hate, like, obviously I hate the Eels, but like, credit where it's due. They had a bad week and they
Speaking of the
turned
King's
off and played a
birthday,
good. And
my player of the week comes from this game.
your player of the week's King Gutho.
Yes, it is. There's two options. Moses was very close, but
Moses, boy, he stepped
hat-trick.
up.
Let's go bring his stats up now.
It was a hat trick after 25 minutes.
Hat-trick in the first half. It really was the King's birthday.
Like, as soon as he scored his first try, I was just like, all right, the narrative is King's birthday. King Gutho. Yeah. And I hate it, but like, the Eels were just the better team. And like, Moses in his Origin audition, he stepped up and showed, like, I want that Blues jersey. And obviously he's won the Blues jersey because he's now the halfback.
3 tries, a try assist, 2 line breaks, 2 line break assists, 6 tackle breaks. Like, he killed it.
And the crazy thing about Gutho's game is, in my opinion, the best part of his game is his defence. Yeah. And his ability under the high ball.
But the other thing is that I can't stand his sooking.
Oh, he's such a sook. Yeah. Him and Moses, they'll always be the biggest sooks.
Did the Ock get ruled out before the game?
Yeah, the Ock didn't play on the weekend.
Because I saw Jaden Ockenball.
Yeah, no, the Ock got ruled out, bro. The Ock didn't play.
Pretty sure.
For some reason, they were running Jaden Ockenball as second row.
That hopeless tackle when Simonson got that try.
Jaden Ockenball was playing for some reason on the weekend. The Ock didn't play. He got ruled out. I'll tell you what, Tavita Pangai Jr., he had a pretty bad game as well. And Moses exposed him multiple times.
The headlines before the game was he's going to be left out unless he has a blinder in this game, and he just had a shocker. He was terrible.
Moses just completely exposed his laziness.
Yeah.
And then I thought Regan Campbell-Gillard coming into this side was a really big boost as well. Yeah. Like, he was good.
He's an underrated player.
Yeah, he was really good. He killed us last time as well. But yeah, I just think in terms of the Bulldogs, I thought TPJ and Perham weren't great. Obviously, Perham just his placement again, and then they just exposed Tavita so much. But on a positive note, Jacob Preston, who we'll talk about earlier in terms of rookie, he was so good. He's so good. I love him so much. He's so good. And I thought, everyone's saying Burton was bad. I thought Burton had a good game.
Burton just did what he had to do.
I thought he had
a good try.
I thought he did more than he had to. I thought he had one of his better games this season, to be honest. His running game was on. His running game is so good.
Yeah, it is.
And
he's more of a running half as well.
He is. And he just doesn't run enough. But on the weekend, he was doing lots of running. He scored that sick try.
Burton's a good player, but the problem is, I know you Dogs fans are going to come at me now. I think Burton's a little bit overrated. And I'll tell you why. It's because, I think I've said it to you before, Bulldogs are a very loud fan base. Yeah. And they talk Burton up as if he's like the best half in the game, which he isn't.
He's not the best half.
That's why I think he's a great player, but I just think he's a bit overrated ever since going to the Dogs. Like, if you agree with me or not,
it's fair. It's a fair statement. It's a fair statement.
It's the same with Addo-Carr. Like, he's still one of the best wingers in the league.
Addo-Carr's a gun.
He's just... Since going
I don't think Addo-Carr's overrated.
Oh, yeah, but just how loud the Dogs fan base is, you know what I mean?
I think Addo-Carr's being slept on since coming to the Dogs. Not slept on, but he's underrated since coming to the Dogs.
Yeah,
he did start slow. But Burton, Burton... Like, I don't know if he's over. Like, I think it's a fair statement, though. I know what you're saying.
He gets hyped up way too much.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, he's
but that's just the
at the same
Bulldogs
time,
fan base.
That's what the weird thing is.
There was somebody else I thought was good. Oh, Rajab. The guy that debuted the other week. I thought he had a really good game. He came on with a lot of energy. He reminds me of a young Josh Reynolds. He was good. Yeah. But yeah, I don't really want to. I don't really have much else to say out of this game.
Disappointing from the Dogs.
It was really disappointing from the Dogs.
Got taken off.
Which one?
Was it the one that got taken off?
I don't remember it. I do, but I don't. I don't remember what happened. Do you know Addo-Carr's try at the end?
No.
There was like an obstruction or something.
Had one that was, I think it was obstruction.
Yeah.
Where Ockenbaugh,
the Ock was late. He got ruled out late. The Ock didn't play.
Yeah. Ockenbaugh had to come in.
And then Averillo got hurt late as well, which hurt. But I just think
another Dogs player.
It was unfortunate timing for us where we had one of our. We didn't have a great game, and then Eels had probably their best game of the season, and the scoreboard reflects that. All right, that'll do. Oh, actually, you said your player of the week, King Gutho.
Gutho, yeah.
My player of the week, Ruben Garrick.
Yeah.
I decided to go Gaz from Manly.
I had a few options, Mitch Moses, obviously, Sean Johnson.
Sean Johnson, Garrick, I came close to.
Travojevic was up there as well.
Turbo.
I think Ben Hunt had a really good game. A lot of options. But what about most disappointing player?
You said Matt Moylan was pretty bad earlier, and
so
it's hard to go past Matt Moylan. He was disappointing.
There we go. Yeah. But I think Jaden Ockenbaugh, It'd be a good shout, but
I don't think Jaden Ockenball is disappointing because we know what Jaden Ockenball is capable of. We know that Jaden Ockenball is a bad player. I don't know why they named a winger in the Fords, man.
Yeah.
Why was Jaden Ockenball out there? I thought we released him.
Yeah.
I thought he died, but he's back from the dead apparently. Hopefully he dies again.
Yeah, gosh.
Shout out to the Ock. All right, before we get into our, round preview, our predictions, let's give a shout out to Picklebet.
Picklebet.
Zane, I'm going to put you on the spot straight away.
Yes.
Are you searching the number?
No.
If you're having trouble, or if anyone's having trouble with like gambling addictions or anything, what's a phone number that they can call?
I believe it is 1800 858 858.
That's it. That is
I was going to say.
But yeah, obviously, if you're going to have a bet, if you're not having trouble gambling,
Use Picklebet.
What's the code?
Code Hot Dog.
If you're signing up, use code Hot Dog. Always gamble responsibly, 18 plus only, but have a bet with Picklebet. Get on our multis. We're really good at betting.
Yeah.
Our multis always hit every single week. We haven't hit a multi in so long.
I know.
Actually, you know what? Last week, in the
our
tipping
out on
thing,
that without Cody Walker playing.
But like in general, you hit like a couple of same game multis, not your multi of the week.
Yeah.
But you got 3 like games entirely correct. You absolutely cleaned up. Last week, like the week before last week when we didn't go over our like predictions, I won.
You did.
I pumped you that week, but we didn't go over it. And then this week you pumped me. So you're now winning 12-3. But
Still right up there.
Let's get into this week. The first game of the round on Friday night. No?
Yeah, it is Friday.
Friday night because it's a bye round. The
Cowboys
James Tamu Cup.
Cowboys and Penrith.
What do you reckon? Who do you see?
There's a lot of outs for Penrith.
And
Jamie
Cowboys.
Salmon. Cowboys have it, but I think Penrith's
Salmon's
out.
in the halves, isn't he?
I'm going to go up in North Queensland. I'm going to tip the Cowboys.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Upset? 1-12, 13
I'll go
plus?
up 1-12.
Yeah.
I'd say. And there might anytime try scorer. Let's go with... Let's head to the lineups, actually.
Make sure you go on somebody that's playing.
I want to say players, but there's a lot that
Tuolungi, Ruben Cotter.
Yeah.
I know Nana might score this week.
He won't score.
No. I reckon you should go Nana.
I'm going to go with the bloke who liked one of my TikToks the other day, Sammy Valamay.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, noticed he liked one of my videos the other day.
There you go.
Shout out to Sammy.
I thought I was being vibey out there by my prediction. I'm also on Cowboys 1-12. As you said, just in North Queensland, Panthers a lot of outs. I just feel like Cowboys might sneak one. No Cleary and no Luai. Yeah. I guess that was the same as last time, I guess, but I'll stick with it. Cowboys 1-12. I look
at this side on paper. I think Cowboys up there can get over them.
And they did it last year in the round where Panthers rested everyone.
38-8, and they rested everyone.
Cowboys had their players. Yeah, I'm going to go Cowboys. I'm going Felt back in the squad. Revenge match. Try scorer. What about the Mitchell Pearce Shield? Knights Roosters.
This is another. You can't call Roosters losing an upset anymore.
The Roosters aren't even favourites.
Yeah, you can't. I'm going
on Picklebet. The Knights are favourites.
I'm going to Knights 13 plus.
Oh,
yeah.
It is in Newcastle as well, which is I'm also on the Knights.
I know he's in good form. Ponga. I like.
I am also on Ponga, but that works because he can be in our little try scorer multi. But yeah, I'm also on Knights, but I'm on 1-12 and I'm on Ponga. He's been in good form. What about the Jacob Arthur Bowl?
Yeah, this one's.
I'm hyped for this one.
Look, Parramatta's like Ryan Madison 5'8", strange, isn't it? I know he played there a few times.
There's not really any other option, is there?
I'm gonna go. I reckon Eels win. Travojevic and DC are huge losses for Manly. I reckon Eels, they're going to start getting momentum now. Anytime try, so let's go a bit dark horse here. Go to the bench, Luca Moretti.
What's your margin as well?
1-12, but I'll go Luca Moretti.
Moretti?
Yeah, off the bench.
What position is he?
Number 14.
So you reckon he must be utility?
Yeah.
I feel like, he is a utility.
Off for Hangau's back in.
There you go. Big in. Yeah. Couple of big losses though. Mitch Moses, Paulo. I'm going Manly 1-12.
You reckon Manly can win still?
I'm going the Jake Arthur
revenge
match.
At Parramatta at the moment.
I just like that it's a Jake Arthur revenge match, and I also feel like them without Moses and Dylan Brown. Obviously Manly are missing their players as well, but like Ryan Madison and Dijon Arce in the halves, I don't know how a club can win a game with them as the halves. And I don't doubt the Eels can win, but I just feel that just worries me a little bit. The no Mitch Moses and no Dylan Brown. So, And I'm buying into the narrative of Jacob Arthur getting revenge on his old club and on his dad. This is like Star Wars type crap. This is like Luke Skywalker against Darth Vader.
Cleary versus Nathan
Cleary. It's like if,
it's like that again.
Mate, this is... I think they'll make a movie about this game.
You reckon?
Because Jacob Arthur's going to score the match-winning try.
Oh, you reckon?
I don't know about the match winner, but I'm on Jacob Arthur anytime try scorer. All right, Tigers Storm. The Paps Plate, I've named this one.
I like Storm.
Yeah?
I think, even without Munster and Grant, I still think Storm
that's
can
the thing that worried me. But
I'm going to go with a Tigers player anytime try scorer, only because he's in my fantasy side. I want him to get some points. Sean Bloor.
There you go.
Yeah.
Who are you going? What are you going the margin?
Probably 13 plus.
Yeah?
Still. Yeah.
I'm also on Storm 13
plus. I mean, like by like 16.
Yeah. I'm also on
like
13
26
plus.
To 10 sort of score.
I'm on Will Warbrick.
Yeah. That's who I was going to go with.
You got a couple of vibey try scorers this week.
No.
Moretti, Bloor.
I am.
The Michael Ennis Shield, Doggies and the Sharkies. Both teams haven't won in a while.
Both need to bounce back. And I think at Shark Park, the Sharks can do it. Hines, they're not missing a single play to Origin.
That hurts me so much, man, that Hines is playing. Because
the Dogs are missing
Fox.
Adokar, that's it.
Yeah. And we made no changes, and we should have made changes. But that's a story for another time.
Moved Max King.
That we already did that on the weekend, though. It was just a late change. Chris Potato starting, I think. Oh, sorry, Chris Patolo. What do you reckon?
You've been talking about my try scorers. I'm going to stay safe, and I'm going to say Sione Katoa.
What? I'm assuming you're on Sharks?
Yeah, I'm on the
13?
Sharks. 13 plus.
Yeah, that's pretty safe. I understand.
This is game to bounce back.
I'll tell you what, man. If I was on a Doggies fan, I'd be on the Sharks as well. But I am a Doggies fan, so I'm on Doggies 13 plus. And I'm going to go Jacob Preston anytime. He had a good game on the weekend.
Potato.
Nah. Different forward, Preston.
I like that guy who debuted last week as well.
Yeah. The guy that debuted, he's good, bro. Yeah. He was good last week. I already said that. Khalid Rajab. Yeah, he debuted the other week.
Yeah. His name's Khalid Rajab.
What are you going for your multi of the week?
Probably the Sharks game. Only because the Sharks aren't missing any. That's so dog. So I'm going to go Sione Katoa anytime try scorer.
My multi of the week, I'm buying into the Arthur yarn. Manly 1 to 12 and Arthur multi of the week.
I like it.
For our try scorer multi, before we quickly wrap up, I was thinking go one bloke from each day.
I was going to say players who got left out of the Origin side.
I was thinking that, but I couldn't think of three. You got Hines.
Hines Pangai.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's a horrible multi.
Who else? Burden, yeah.
That's just a same game, though. Yeah. We can do that as well.
Yeah, well, let's go one from each day.
I was thinking do Ponga because we're both on Ponga.
Can we do the fullback?
Yeah. So go Ponga. That's
Gutho.
our Saturday. We need.
I like Ponga, Gutho.
We need one. No, we need one from the Shark. Oh, let's go.
Drinkwater Kennedy.
Let's go a Super Saturday fullback. Let's go Ponga, Gutho, Meany.
There we go.
You happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
What you said? Drinkwater.
Yeah.
Who was the other one you said?
Oh, Kennedy.
On
Sunday.
Let's do that. Let's go Ponga, Kennedy, and Drinkwater.
Okay.
Because then they're 3 different days. It makes if you get on that bet.
I just love that last name, Drinkwater.
It's so good.
It is.
If you get on that bet, it means that you get 3 days of entertainment instead of just one game. You're invested the whole weekend of footy.
Gonna sit there biting your nails all weekend, waiting for it.
Or it goes down the first game and then your weekend
Kennedy doesn't let you down.
Drinkwater will not score the first game, and that'll be it. All right, shout out to Picklebet, Code Hot Dog. That'll do me.
Let's trot.
Let's trot, baby.